Hello everyone, Time to Grind here, and today I wanted to talk about Fallout 76 for hopefully one of the last times in quite a while, and the reason being is because obviously the game has came out and it is a mess. I mean, review scores are super low. You got 5 out of 10s, 4 out of 10s. Some people like Bombcast just refusing to review it because they know it's just going to be terrible and they don't want to subject themselves to another 20 to 30 hours of terribleness just so they can put a number on it. And so all of this stuff combined hasn't put Fallout 76 in a very great place, and it doesn't deserve to be in a remotely good place because they put out a game that's not even early access quality. Honestly, they put out a game that is so buggy and so messy and just so unclear of the focus of what the game is trying to do that they deserve everything that's happening. But the news as of now is Fallout 76 has dropped in price to $35 MSRP. So earlier we saw a couple retailers just selling the game half off because nobody was buying the game and they wanted to just get the game out of their store. But this is an official price drop to $35, so MSRP will be $35, and you know, it's good, I guess. It's better to spend $35 on a game that's extremely buggy than a $60 game, but overall, not much is going to happen. I know they've been putting out a couple bug fixes here and there, but this game is going to need a lot of development time for it to even be remotely good. I mean, besides the fact that the focus of the game and what the game is actually trying to accomplish is so unclear in the gameplay, even if they solve all of that, it's going to take them so long to actually fix the game into a playable state. Because the thing is you know, Bethesda can go all around and talk about how proud they are to be the quirky little developers that have those quirky bugs, and you know, that's what you know Bethesda for, is having these quirky bugs. But in reality, if you think about it, it's kind of a messed up situation. Every time they release a game, whether it be Skyrim, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, any of these games, modders would have to fix the game for them, and you can only really do that on PC, so I feel bad for all the people on console, but you would have to wait for modders to fix the game for you because of Quirky's little bugs. And it's kind of annoying at this point where it's leaking into not only new games, but this is supposedly supposed to be a multiplayer online one. This is a game that is even more frustrating for it to be messed up because you have to rely on everybody's games working perfectly. If you're playing a single player game and something screws up, well, you can just restart the game, go back to an old save slot, something like that. This is an online game, you can't do that. And it's a little frustrating for people to just constantly keep talking, well, it's just quirky Bethesda, it's just their quirky bugs. And I think people are finally starting to realize that that's a stupid excuse. Any of these games, I understand, you know, open world games are some of the games that are most prone to bugs and stuff like that, just because of the sheer amount of stuff that could go wrong, the sheer amount of stuff that you would have to test to make sure it works all right and everything like that. And I can almost to an extent accept it with the older single player games like Fallout New Vegas, you know, as though it was stupid because you have to rely on modders to do it. So if modders can do it, the studio themselves could fix the bugs. There's not an excuse there. But you know, I could understand the charm for those bugs early on, but the fact that the bugs are still present and they're this bad in a new $60 launch, I think we need to relook at the whole, oh, Bethesda's being quirky, and be like, okay, Bethesda's just being lazy. They're being lazy at this point. This isn't them just being like, oh, you know, we'll leave some of them in just because I guess that's our reputation, we're quirky. It's not that. At this point, it is clear it's not that. It is that they are lazy. This game should not have launched when it launched. It's worse than most terrible early access games when they first come out into early access. I mean, this needs probably more than a year to be okay. And on top of all of the bugs and glitches and exploits that everybody's doing, I mean, I've made multiple videos in the past talking about how hackers could just use some program to just get access to nuke codes and just nuke everybody. Or they could just mod the game as if it was a single player game and have God mode and wall hacks and all of these things. And that shouldn't have been a thing in the first place. That should be something that was solved before the game came out, and it is clear that this game is just an alpha test, and hopefully this game gets better. I mean, I'd like for it to get better. I want all the people that bought it, obviously, to have a fun experience. I know they are offering refunds to some people in some case scenarios, but I'd like this game to be good because the concept for it has potential, but I feel like we're probably just going to get to a point where it's going to die down because, you know, obviously it was popular, it was a Fallout game, but it's just going to die down, and maybe it'll come back like we saw with No Man's Sky. I mean, No Man's Sky now, I'd say people really like. It had a huge kind of comeback because of how much work was still put into the game, and I feel like maybe we see that in a couple of years, maybe in a year from now, they have a huge relaunch of the game, and, you know, it's amazing and everything like that, but knowing Bethesda, I don't know if they're going to truly ever fix all of the bugs. So hopefully it happens, but probably that's going to be the last we hear from Fallout 76 in a while. I mean, we might hear things going on about something, another stupid thing that Fallout 76 is happening, or, you know, maybe they put out an update or two, but I feel like this is one of those games where we're just not going to talk about for a year, and then maybe in a year we revisit it. But either way, that's all I wanted to talk about. It's kind of a short episode today. We're a little news drought, I would say, in terms of the gaming industry. But yeah, if you guys have any opinions on this, if you have bought the game or watched people play it or played it yourself, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear them all. And if you enjoyed this video, then consider leaving a like down below and subscribing to see more content. New videos come out every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And like always, guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day.